Assalamu alaikum, my name's Shakeel Romero. I've been Muslim for 7 years. I'm from South London. Alhamdulillah.
Road night to Islam. It was a dream, but now, alhamdulillah, it's a reality. It's a reality.
Can you tell us a little bit about your life before you came to Islam?
Grew up in the outskirts of South London, also the outskirts of Kent, kind of in between the both. So subhanAllah, pretty much got, you could say, the best of both worlds. At a young age, alhamdulillah, I grew up with a nice, close family, very family-orientated surrounding. My mum wasn't with my dad, but however, I'd see my dad nearly every weekend. He would take me out, he would spoil me, we would play football at the park, go to the cinema and do those types of things there. I had a really good relationship with my mother. She was very close to me, very dear to me. She really tried to protect me from the outside world. My brother and my sister, they're like 11 years older than me. My brother's 12 years older than me. My sister's 11 years older than me. And I had no younger siblings. So having these two as my elders, of course, I was a little baby of the family. Being a baby of the family, pretty much all the attention was on me. I'd always be getting treated all the time, alhamdulillah. I'd always have the good treatment, and after a while, of course, as I grew and grew, I started going to schools. I went to school. I didn't really have a hard life, you could say, at this time. It was pretty much easy for me. The only hardship I did have was me having homework or me having to do extra work at school. Like, this was my hardship. I didn't really understand the definition of trials and stress. I didn't know what it was. Time and time after that, again, just had this nice, alhamdulillah, solid household, and something happened when I was about the age of 11. Something happened in my life which was serious, and from then, subhanAllah, it made a massive dent, not only to me, but rather nearly every single member in my family. Not to go into too much detail, but pretty much what happened was, my brother being my older brother, growing up in the kind of area where I grew up, he got into some sort of trouble, and it led to some so-called thugs or some so-called gangsters saying some serious threats towards him. Now, I'm age 11, I'm not meant to know any of this. However, young children, they're always listening. They're always listening to what's going on around them. So I could hear these conversations going on until one day I'm going to school. I'm in secondary school now, so I'm age 11, so I must have been in year 7, the first year of high school. And every day my mum would drop me to school and pick me up, And she was a really happy, optimistic mother. She's like my superwoman. I'd wake up in the morning, she's up already, my clothes are ironed, she's serving me breakfast, GMTV's on, she's looking well, everything's at the house smells nice, dishwasher's going already, and I'm just waking up at this time and I see this woman. So she was like a big superwoman to me, until one day she's driving me to school and I notice she's just silent, she's not saying anything. I have shyness around here, so I don't want to really look in her face and try and work out what's going on, but I can just feel the vibe that something's not right. Then we've finally arrived at school. It's like a 15-minute drive. When we've arrived at the school gates and she's parked up, she said to me, son, Romero, your uncles are coming around today with your father. Don't come back home straight away. Go to your friends. Straight after school, go to your friends. And this was not normal whatsoever. My mum didn't feel, because the kind of area we grew up in, my mum didn't feel comfortable with me traveling alone by myself. So I knew something was up. And as I looked in her face, I could see that her face was pretty much, it was blank, and I could tell it was kind of puffed up from where she had been crying. So I just had a horrible feeling that day. So I've gone to school and it's just on my mind, on my mind, on my mind. The reason why it's on my mind, my uncle and father, the way my mum said it, I knew that they weren't coming around just to say hello and drink tea. It was something serious. Normally when they come around, there's a serious matter that requires manpower to deal with it. So anyway, I've gone to my friend's house, ran. We've got my uncle and father. The way my mum said it, I knew that they weren't coming around just to say hello and drink tea. It was something serious. Normally when they come around, there's a serious matter that requires manpower to deal with it. So anyway, I've gone to my friend's house, ran, we got the bus, and normal day, it was quite a nice day actually. And I went to my friend's house, then we went to the back of the estates. The back of the estates, like normal kids, we're just playing football, right? And as we're playing football, about 45 minutes after that, we've noticed that one in the back of the flats, there's loads of smoke going off. And we're like, what's that? So we run over there. And then police have come and the fire engine. The fire engine are doing their investigations. It turned out that it's just some petty fire, that I think it was like a bonfire. And then the police were there. And as we're still playing football and mucking around right next to the police, I've heard the police officer, the police woman's radio go off, and it said, pretty much, please attend to a lady who's saying she's receiving some serious threats. Then they read out the address, and to my surprise, it was my address. I could not believe it. I didn't know what to do. So I looked at my friend. I said, I'm going home. The police car drove and sped off. I'm about 20-minute walk from my house. I ran and ran and ran all the way through the streets. I don't know how fast I was running, but I knew I was just wanting to get home to know what was going on and if my family's safe. I finally managed to get there. The police car had gone. Was I too long? That's what I was thinking. I was too long. Something's happened. I ran too slow. So finally I've got there. I don't have a key. Remember, I'm still this 11-year-old boy. I don't have that independent life where I've got my key. I didn't even have a bus pass. You know what I mean? So I've knocked on my door. As I've knocked my door, my father's opened the door with that serious face, yeah? I've walked through to the kitchen. I've just seen my uncles there. I see my brother there. And I see my mum sitting down, and her face is she just looks really depressed. She looks stressed out. And then after that, I've gone to my mum and I said, Mum, what's the matter? And she whispered to me, son, go to your room. Stay upstairs. There's a bit of an issue going on. Go to your room. So I've gone up to my room. I've got my sister upstairs. She's just had a newborn baby with her partner. I've gone to my room, and I'm just kind of pretty much earwigging to what's going on downstairs. I'm putting like my head to the floorboards so I can hear what's going on, and I can just hear like serious voices and my mum getting upset, and you know, bit by bit it was just getting worse and worse and worse. So then what I pretty much picked up was that my brother had got himself into some sort of trouble, and these guys are threatening him. Some serious threats were being said. So then my brother's got a phone call, and the phone call was swearing, and he's replied, come in and come outside. I'll be waiting for you outside now. And then he shouted again, I'm outside now. So he's walking like down the stairs saying, I'm outside. As he's walked outside, my father and all my uncles have run outside. My mum's run upstairs in my room. I'm looking up the blinds at this time, yeah? And all I've seen is 2 cars go past. It's dark now, yeah? It's about 8, 9 o'clock. It's dark, and I've seen 2 cars just go past and slowly pull up at the side. It was like a clown car. You know them cars where it's a small car and you've got like 15 clowns running out? I'm not joking. Out of those 2 cars, the amount of people come out of these cars, I'm not joking, it was like good 15 people were running. It's like they had another car somewhere else, but there was just loads of guys running and screaming, like they were hyping. They sounded high off drugs, like proper monkey noises they were making, screaming. I don't know, I think this is what these so-called thugs do nowadays, or these gangsters, wannabe gangsters do nowadays, to hype themselves up. They start screaming like they're gonna go for a serious guerrilla war. So anyway, I remember looking and I could just see pretty much silhouettes, loads of silhouettes, but I could tell who where my uncles and brother and my father were, and I can tell them not where these other guys were. I'm pretty, whoa. After that, everything just happened. It was just like slow motion. And I'm looking out the window, and then all of a sudden, bang! It's here, a loud bang. And my mum I looked at my mum, she put her hand on her mouth, and she said, oh my gosh, I just heard a gunshot. Then another bang. And then she said, oh my gosh. And it happened to be 2 gunshots went off. When I hear the story now, my dad told me the story. Now I'm older. He said, well, what happened that day was I've walked out and I said, you know, which one is so-and-so? Asking for the main person who's caused this drama with my brother, who's Red Hair. And then they've kind of got a bit intimidated by him because he's one man walking to a whole bunch of guys with all their hoods up confidently. So they're thinking, what? This man, he must be a serious man. So he said, well, what they've done is they've pulled the gun out on me and they shot and missed. I haven't gone down. Nothing's happened. And my dad even says, I don't know. My dad says, I think it was God or an angel that came to protect me. May Allah guide him. And then I said, okay, what about the second shot? He said, the gun jammed in his hand. He got the gun and gave it to somebody else. And then he was fiddling with the gun. And then this guy shot the gun as well and missed me again. So that was pretty much the story. But that was not the story, but that was the incident that happened that made such a serious impact in my life and my whole family's life. It was serious. Like from that day, my mum had a nervous breakdown. She was scared to go to the shops. She was scared to take me to school. That happy, optimistic mum that I had before, that superwoman mum that be watching GMTV, fixed up, looking well, making sure I'm gone. She was shattered. I remember I'd come down in the morning, see her sitting in a corner, shaking, scared. I remember the way we had to double or triple lock every single door and window around our house. Like, it was crazy. We had to put cameras all around our house. But back to the incident, loads of police came. I remember my mum said, like, you have to go and stay somewhere else. So they've kept me safe because they thought these boys might come back to keep me safe. As I've gone out, I remember seeing helicopters, forensics, these people dressed in all white. At this time, I'm a little boy. They look like doctors to me, surgeons, and they've got these torches and they're looking on the floor. And I'm thinking, what's going on? But at that time, it's not registered to me like that could have been my father. I'm 11 years old. I'm not realizing my father could have been dead there. So as time went on, these same guys did not stop. They got more family members involved. They got more of their friends involved. They even got females involved to come and try and bully my mum, my sister. And from there, it was just serious. Like, I had some of these men. There was one man, I'll show you. So from I was 11, I'll say 9 years after that, we had consistent, I wouldn't even say it was a family war. Yeah, it was more, they were just bullying us big time, bullying us up, because we was like the only family, the only kind of black family on that estate, and they were another black family. So they don't think like, let's join teams. They think with a stupid negative mentality, like we're gonna come and oppose them. So they tried to bully us big time. It was like we were the lions and they were hyenas. There were so many of them. Girls would get involved. And I remember one time I was 13, so I was in year 9 at this time. And one of the guys that was meant to be the top man of this estate decided to come up to my school and start threatening me, come up to my face and said the most foulest name that you call somebody to my face in front of my 13-year-old friends and my teachers, you know. And this man's meant to be the serious gangster of the estate. Was I scared? Yes, I remember that day, shaking. But of course, I'm in front of all my friends. I have to put on a face like I'm not scared. I am melting deep down. I'm thinking, this guy, the amount of stories I heard about this guy, I'm scared. So time went on. This was going on for years. Like, every day I was being harassed by these people on my way to school, on my way back to school, when I'm playing out, going to the youth club, anywhere I go, playing football, playing anywhere, these people will come and harass me. 8 o'clock in the morning, we're hearing beep, beep, beep outside our house. Knowing it's them, then I shout the most foulest of names. Come up to me shouting the most foulest of names about my mum. My mum's this, my mum's that, my brother's this, my sister's this. Proper, serious, like real intimidation. So after this now, this made me just like frustrated. I'm crazy at the world. Like, I'm just angry because the principles that I was brought up with was pretty much, you know, don't go around bullying people. Don't cause trouble. Don't be one of those typical little black boys brought up in the state. I was brought up with pretty much morals, yeah? But all those morals and those teachings that were put down to me, they weren't making sense anymore because I was living my life right. Like, I was doing everything that a young boy is meant to be doing. I didn't ask for these people to come cause this drama. I didn't ask for them to come and make my mum have a nervous breakdown. I didn't ask to see that stuff at 11 years old. My eyes shouldn't have witnessed them things. So I'm getting so frustrated. And at this time, 50 Cent's come out. And the 50 Cent, with that image that he pretty much put out to the world, was the ideal image that I needed to have to make sure these people would back right off, and that nobody else would even dare to think, let alone do anything to me and my family again. So bang, what happens? Me, 13-year-old, 14-year-old mentality, you know, I'm doing every single thing I can in order to kind of reflect this man, 50 Cent. So tattoos, I'm on them. Chains, I'm on them. Getting big, I'm on them. Boxing 3 times a week, working out nearly every single day. I just want to get big, I want to be strong. Girls, I didn't really care. But having that look, I just really wanted that look. So I'm striving for this look. And bit by bit, like I'm hearing all these guys around my area becoming Muslim. And I'm not really I wasn't at all on a follow fashion. I'm hearing everyone saying, it's a follow fashion hype. So I'm saying, you know, I'm not interested in this. I don't even like it anyway. Who's Allah? I don't know who this Allah is. It's just another God. I'm not interested. So then bit by bit, my cousins and another older cousin that I respected became a Muslim. He was in prison at this time. And, you know, one time I had a visit with him and I was talking to him. I said, you know, I'm thinking to become Muslim. He goes, listen, I said, that place, I want to go in there. My heart is attached to that. Then he turned around and he goes, well, you're deep, you know. I'm meant to be Muslim. And I don't even feel like that about the mosque. So anyway, I just made the decision one day. I said, I'm not going to keep talking about it. I just went to the mosque. I walked inside the mosque. The mosque was was a cultural mosque, not with my culture, and these people were all staring at me. I could take their faces like, what's this little black thug doing in my plate, like doing here? And I'm looking around. I must have looked like a little fox in front of headlights, looking around, so scared, wondering, what am I doing? So as I'm looking around at the scared little boy, an older man has come to me. He said, young boy, come here. And I said, yeah. He goes, what are you doing here? I said, I've come to take my shahada. He goes, okay. He goes, right then, come take a seat. So I sat down on the mosque floor and he goes, I'm just going to get 2 people just to witness you taking your shahada. Then he asked me a few questions. Number 1, why do I want to take my shahada? I explained to him, you know, I've read up on Islam and nearly every single principle and teachings in Islam is what I believe in anyway, but I just didn't understand it. Like, I believed in one God. I believed in all those prophets. I didn't believe that Jesus was actually God's son, but I believed he was an amazing prophet and he did do all those miracles. I believe in angels and pretty much all the pillars and the principles of Islam I accepted anyway before I was even a Muslim. There's just certain things that had to be broken down. Then he said, okay, repeat after me. And he gave me the shahada. Ashadu. Then I repeated, Ashadu. Allah ilaha illallah wa ashadu anna Muhammadan abduhu Rasulullah. And then he translated it in English. I bear witness there's no God but Allah and Muhammad is his final messenger. Then he said, now you're a Muslim. Islam is easy, nothing is hard. Go home and have a bath. And that there was my first step of entering Islam.
Okay, mashallah, you've told us about your life before Islam. Can you basically tell us now how practicing the deen has changed your life?
Coming to Islam, it changed my life. However, it wasn't an immediate change. You know, a lot of people come to Islam and they change straight away. It wasn't like that for me because I was so young. I was 15 years old when I became a Muslim. So again, that kind of young mentality was just there in my mind, like the pretty much just the glitter of this world, the hype of the world, the hype of being a young man was still there with me. But at the same time, I still got this religious side of me. So I'm still believing in Allah, you know. So I would still engage in, I'll say, impermissible things. I would still be doing silly things because I didn't understand the importance and the reality of what I was doing. So was I still going around and being stupid with my mates? Yes. Was I doing really dumb things and fighting for no reason? Yes. All those stupid little things? Yes, I was still keeping it up until I heard somebody say that, you know, we need to grow up. My friend said, we need to grow up. And my friend's Muslim. He said, I heard that there was a commander of the Muslim army in history and he was a Sahaba. And he said his name was Osama ibn Zayd. And he was a commander at the age of 17. And about 2 years of all the stupidness, how old am I? 15, 16, 17, 2 years old. I'm 17. So this appealed to me big time. I said, what? I said to myself, that is the type of thing I need to hear. The fact that somebody so young can do something so great. So I said, look, I need to go get some serious knowledge. Like, I need to go out there and find out my religion. I need to know history properly. So I done that. As soon as I sunk my teeth into some history, about the great Sahaba, the Prophet's companions, peace be upon him. All those great people, that was the mark where I changed. The fact that I heard that people weren't just speaking it, they lived it. They left a legacy behind. It inspired me. I started making serious changes. My mindset of things just changed. I just changed nearly everything in my life. I calmed right down, but my passion, my aspirations just went high. Alhamdulillah. So after a while, you know, I understood that, you know, we have to make sure we're praying our 5 daily prayers on time. No funny business. No, I pray later. No delaying. Praying those 5 prayers on time. So when I started embracing that, woo, how it made a change in me, mashallah. Serious change. I had routine in my life. I had peace in my life. I was submitted. I felt like I really had a strong chain with my creator. And not just any chain. That chain I would build 5 times a day minimum. Praying in the morning, afternoon, late afternoon, evening and the night time. Ooh, that just empowered me, made me feel great. Doing the wash before prayer, called wudu, made a massive change in me. Again, being a young man, you're surrounded by so much just misinformation. So you just pick it up and you think, because everybody's doing it, it's fine. So remember, swearing is just normal to everybody now. I wasn't brought up like that, but with all the experiences that I went through, I started swearing. I didn't even know I was swearing. Like spitting on the floor for no reason. Like just picking up them stupid little things. Always like doing gun fingers as I'm speaking all the time. You know, just having that silly mindset stopped. I stopped swearing. Stop spitting on the floor. Stop bopping. Stop doing the gun fingers. Stop, you know, screwing everybody that I see. Stop having that mindset. The music all went in the bin, bit by bit.
What advice have you got to Muslims and non-Muslims regarding Islam?
Okay, reality is we're living in an age where education really seems to be the most important thing. Get yourself educated. Am I telling you to become a Muslim? No. A lot of people will tell me off for that. Am I saying you must read the Quran? No. What I'm saying is get educated about Islam. Go out and research it. I'm not saying become a Muslim. I'm saying just for you, you go out